Okay. We get a lot of requests from our investors about buying a project property. Now, what's a project property? I hear you say. Well, it's essentially a property that you cannot get with a traditional buy-to-let mortgage because of its condition. It's not lettable at the point of purchase. Now, look, if you've got deep pockets and you can buy the whole thing cash and you've also got the cash to renovate it, you don't need to listen to this. That's not for you. But if, like most of us, we're a little short of cash or we're cash limited, we're going to need some sort of finance to be able to buy the thing. Now, these sorts of finance for a project, they're not new. They've been around for 20 years. However, what I am seeing that is new is that there's more competition coming into this market. And when there's more competition, you get more innovation. And so I want to just share with you some of the things that are going on between the lenders and what typically you might be able to achieve with project properties. So hopefully it gives you a lot of confidence to maybe look at this type of strategy, if that suits you. So first of all, financing the purchase. If you've got a property that's in a distressed state, whatever that might be, I'll give you some examples. We've got properties that literally at one end of the spectrum just need cosmetic work. So nothing more than maybe upgrading the kitchen, doing the decorating, changing the carpets. That's maybe at one end. But also you get then, as you move along the spectrum, you get more significant works. Now that might be you're going to convert the basement or the attic into habitable spaces. You're going to be ripping up the internals to create more bedroom or living space. It might be you actually want to put an extension on the side of the property. It might be that you're buying something that's currently commercial and you've got permission to convert that into residential. And by residential, I do mean an investment property. So these are now more meatier, significant projects. And you can still get finance to allow you to buy these properties, usually up to about 70%, so a little bit less than your typical buy-to-let of 75%. So you got to put in a little bit more deposit, but still you're getting 70% of the purchase price that's financed. But on top of that, notwithstanding the projects that I've just described, some of these lenders will finance 100% of the refurb or the renovation or the conversion costs. So again, if you're cash strapped, then lenders will look to finance the whole of the conversion. And I guess if that's an extension, you might be talking 30, 40, 50,000 pounds, maybe even more for these types of projects. So if you can get that financed, then obviously that makes the whole project more viable to you. Now, once you've got through the renovation stage, then what you're going to do at the end. Now, if you're going to sell the property, that's obviously fine, and you're going to pay back the finance at the start. But most of our landlords want to keep the property at the end. So you're going to refinance into a long-term buy-to-let. And with these types of finance, lenders are not lost on the fact that they don't really want to lose that customer. So they will offer two pieces of finance. You've got the short-term finance to allow you to buy and do the renovations. And then you've got the long-term finance that you're going to put the property into once it's the conversion's finished, once the value has increased. So we'll get some lenders that will give you two mortgage offers. So you get your offer on the purchase, and they're going to say, and also here's the offer, and it's in advance of doing the work. So you, as a landlord and an investor, you're getting that confidence, you're getting the certainty that you've got your finance all lined up. Because the last thing you want is to get stuck in step one, which is a form of bridging finance. Now, I'm going to come back to, some people will react when I use the word bridging, that's an expensive form of finance. But look, if you're doing the maths, you're doing the homework, and you factor in the cost of the short-term finance to allow you to purchase the property and do the renovations, and you know that you're going to make, let's say, a £20,000 profit from doing the conversion into the, the finished article, whatever that be, and then you're going to put it into long-term buy to let. How many of those projects do you want to do if you're going to make 20k of profit and from a few months worth of effort? Well, for me, I'd do as many as I could get my hands on. So to say bridging or the short-term finance is expensive is ridiculous. You've got to look at it in context of what the profit margins are, and then you take a view on whether it's worth putting the time and effort to organize that finance in place. So if you're looking to do some sort of project property, then again, speak to your brokers before you put the offer in, because you want to be doing the maths, like I've said, about what are the costs of finance for the short-term finance. That's going to eat into some of the profit. Is it, what's the net profit and the margins left after all the costs of the refurb? And then you can take that decision on whether that makes a great project property for you. How much of your money can you actually pull out once you're going into a long-term finance? Can you actually take all your money back out, which would be fantastic, and you can, then start again on project number 2. But either way, as a broker, we'll be adding to those numbers. We'll be giving you a lot of those numbers so you can make those decisions. And that's not only for the purchase, but for the exit, assuming you're going into long-term finance. And we'll be able to give you that confidence that the finance is lined up for both the purchase and for step 2 for getting to long-term finance. So you can make that decision. So if you're looking at doing those projects, speak to us as soon as possible so we can give you that information and you can make those decisions based on fact, not on assumptions and speculation. If you want to talk to us, there will be a link under this piece. Just click on it, book some time in with the team, and we'll be able to give you that advice.